Allah, the personification of unfathomable mercy and compassion, please hear my supplications and answer my prayers. It's also worth noting that he skillfully combined several ingredients known to heighten our sense of thirst and inspire us to exert ourselves in our pursuit of water. The loving kindness and forgiveness of Allah are at the heart of his worship. Fortunately, the combination of salt, garlic, and onions in our taste buds causes us to feel parched and motivates us to drink. This petition is made in Allah's divine presence. I humbly make the following request of the all-loving and all-knowing divine being. I will be forever grateful to my teacher because her response is consistent. Teacher, indeed, we do not possess any sacred water resources to provide, as it is beyond our capabilities. Student, I would like some water after lunch. I humbly implore your attention to this statement in the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. I hope that in the ages to come, Allah's grace and mercy will help make that a reality. We implore Allah, the Supreme Being, to ensure that no good fortune in the form of rain or snow fell upon this person's actions. In the name of Allah. After what happened, obviously, God, they both lost consciousness. Have faith that the seeker's journey toward the transcendent divine will lead to genuine spiritual enlightenment. We ask Allah, the most forgiving of gods, to bless those who have departed from us and are entering the hallowed ground of the classroom to learn His holy will. It is only right that the divine bless those who set out on the journey of self-improvement. Please bestow upon them the tranquility and wisdom that comes from embracing your teachings. Inquiring minds would like to know how they should address the most merciful Allah, the esteemed professor, when seeking answers to their questions. In the name of Allah, I turn to others for help in my pursuit of knowledge and understanding. I hope my remarks will be presented with reverence and awe. Invoking the name of Allah, I beseech God to shower my life with your illustrious presence, an overflowing supply of good fortune, and unwavering support. Islam's highest deity is called Allah. Respectfully, I ask that you share the knowledge you've acquired with me. May Allah, the most merciful, the most compassionate, grant me the wisdom to walk this righteous path. I pray for Allah's blessing and direction, for He is the most gracious and merciful of all beings. Allah is the name of the ultimate God in Islam. Allah deserves all the glory for revealing to us the rivers that sustain life. As I carefully examine this data set, I pray to Allah for guidance. Allah is the name of the ultimate God in Islam. The supplicant begs the merciful and generous being to consider the plight of these weary and depleted people. To make it through this difficult time, they need to feel your divine favor. Help us learn to rely on ourselves again by imparting your vast wisdom. I pray to the Almighty, in the name of Allah, the embodiment of infinite mercy, because I have faith in your infinite goodness and compassion, and because I willingly submit myself to your almighty will. Allah is revered as the pinnacle of deityhood in Islam. O Allah, we humbly bow to you and seek your favor and wisdom. Allah is lauded for His many great attributes, including His mercy and forgiveness. Allah, the all-powerful, is deserving of all acclaim. The student's observation was insightful and made in good faith. I hope that whatever higher power there is hears their cries for insight and helps them see things more clearly. To God be the glory. We humble ourselves and pray for His blessing. For the sake of developing friendships and relationships, we humbly beseech Allah to recognize the importance of water. As we begin our journey toward love and friendship, it is essential that we give due recognition to the countless deeds and occurrences that are inextricably linked to this sacred thing. To God be the glory, I humbly beg. The author expresses hope and emphasizes the significance of appreciating these bonds by invoking the wisdom of Allah. Allah is revered as the pinnacle of deityhood in Islam. I beseech Allah, the most merciful, to let me meet the Prophet and have an intimate exchange with him that will satisfy my spiritual needs. If there is a higher power, please help us dreamers learn to respect Sam as a holy being. The following revelation is offered in the hopes that it will shed light on Sam's true nature in light of his religious upbringing. We beseech Allah, the most forgiving and generous of all beings, to grant us the insight to comprehend and revere this sacred text in its entirety. Allah is revered as the pinnacle of deityhood in Islam. I beg forgiveness from Allah, the most merciful, for ever questioning His all-knowing nature. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, I beg you to accept my sincere gratitude for your vast expertise on the topic. Please lend a hand in deciding if this portrayal of Him in a sacred, selfless, love-filled environment is accurate. Inspired by the Prophet's dreams, our love is boundless and unending. O most merciful and gracious one, please remember this. I pray that God will bless me and my best friend with unending goodness and favor. Please listen to our prayer, O Allah most merciful. May God bless our discussion of the Prophet, who was handpicked by the All-Knowing and entrusted with the sacred task of attesting to the marvels of the heavenly domain. As I contemplate the great Prophet Salallah's sacred teachings, I humbly beg for divine guidance. I beseech Allah, the Supreme Being, to enlighten me regarding the fundamental tenets of radical Islam. In the name of Allah. Allah is the source of all mercy and compassion, and I humbly beg Him to guide me with His infinite wisdom. During this sacred time, I reflect on how much I value each person's innate belief system. At what point do human beings stop exercising their own agency and begin demanding that you direct every aspect of their lives? Allah, the one true God in Islam. I beseech Allah to illuminate the enigmas of aspiration for me. Allah is the name of the ultimate God in Islam. O most merciful and compassionate Allah, I pray for your divine presence, wisdom, and illumination. If we are to follow the teachings of Allah, SWT, the most gracious, the most merciful, then the answer to the question I so reverently pose must be negative. As is my religious practice, I pray to Allah, the most merciful and the most gracious, asking that I may be guided by His divine wisdom and given clarity. I want to express my gratitude to Allah, the most merciful, for the blessings He has bestowed upon me. Muslims worship a supreme being they call Allah. We ask Allah, the most merciful, to grant us clear vision as the era of Asad approaches, so that our hopes and aspirations may come to fruition. All praise is due to Allah, and may He bestow His devoted servant with the wisdom to comprehend their dream. The day they make the inward journey to discover the sacredness that has always been there but has been dormant will come sooner if the angels hurry it along. The author prays that through God's boundless love and guidance, people all over the world will develop their own capacities for wisdom and insight. It is hoped that the individuals will show initiative and acquire insight as they engage in the process of learning about their journeys. Please, in your kindness and generosity, find some deeper meaning in these words that seem empty at first. We pray that those undergoing this transformation into a vessel of great wisdom and insight find solace and comfort in the heavenly realm. Those who travel should ask God to protect them at all times. If there is a God or goddess up there, please look down and bless these people. To the Prophet of Compassion, we pray for understanding and the fortitude to put it into practice. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we humbly beseech you for your wise counsel now that you have mentioned the existence of three choices. The verbal guidance you give us is expected to lead us in the right direction. To the most merciful and most compassionate God, we humbly beseech and implore your assistance. Allah is revered as the pinnacle of deityhood in Islam. We pray to you in humility and obedience because we know that only you can fill people's hearts with the dazzling allure of Islam and give them a sense of contentment in their lives.